Good morning, everyone, to our colleagues in the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, the DA family, sa ating mga farmers and fisher folk na dinededicate lahat natin yung initiatives natin, and sa lahat ng ating attendees, good morning and happy holidays po sa ating lahat. Isang mapagpalang araw po. So ako po si Christina S. Estrada of the Knowledge Management and Information Systems Division of the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, and I will be your host for today's online seminar. So we are only a few days away from 2025, and every one of us is for sure looking forward to a fresh start. Kumbaga, something good and something new. Just like our seminar for today, because what we'll be having for today is the use of drones in agriculture in the Philippines. So the title of the seminar is Drones for Rice, Agricultural Drones for Digital Transformation of Rice Production. And before we introduce our speaker, we would like to encourage everyone to comment their location and affiliation po para malaman natin kung gaano kalayo ang naabot ng ating knowledge exchange at ng serbisyo ng BAR. So also, please magtanong po kayo, wag po kayong mahiya kasi it's not every time na magkakaroon tayo ng drone expert and a expert in agriculture for sure. So yun. Also, please subscribe to our social media pages. That's facebook.com/DABARofficial, or pwede nyo namang isearch yung DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. You may also follow us on Instagram at DABAR Official, so that you can be updated on online seminar series that we hold monthly and other activities of BAR na might benefit or interest you. So without further ado, I'll be introducing our expert po for a bit. Pero medyo hihingalin po ako dito kasi ang haba talaga ng bio note ni sir. Kasi he is so qualified, sobra. So anyway, I'll be starting now. So our resource speaker took up his undergraduate degree, a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Engineering at the UP Los Baños in 1988, where he finished cum laude. He also holds a master's degree in Development Technology, Agricultural Engineering from the University of Melbourne, which he got in 1996 under a scholarship of the Australian government. He earned his doctorate degree in agricultural science and agricultural machinery at the University of Miyazaki, which he finished in 2006 under a scholarship of the Japan government. So he worked on multispectral and hyperspectral imaging for non-destructive quality measurements in strawberries, peaches, and mangoes. He also had a postdoctoral work at the U.S. Department of Agriculture from 2008 to 2010 for research in near-infrared spectroscopy for constituent-based single kernel sorting of corn and soybeans. Upon returning back to the Philippines, he was a DOST Balik scientist, delving on imaging spectroscopy, instrumentation, and microcontroller electronics. Currently, he works at the Rice Engineering and Mechanization Division of the Philippine Rice Institute, and he is presently focusing on agricultural drones and robotics technologies as applied to rice production. He is none other than Dr. Jasper G. Talyada. Good morning, sir. Palakpakan po natin siya. So, ang haba-haba po ng ating haba-haba po ng ating bio notes, sir. Well-deserved po. Idol po.
Thank you so much, Christina. Thank you for that wonderful introduction of me. And I wish to greet everybody a Merry Christmas and a prosperous new year ahead. And hopefully 2025 will be a wonderful year for all of us. And thank you for having me here for this seminar.
It's a pleasure po to have you. Sa haba ba naman po ng ang haba po ng bio notes, sir. Alangan naman pong palagpasin ka namin dito once we have the chance
Yes,
to have
yes.
you po. Happy holidays.
I've been going far and wide.
Sige, anyway po, Doc, I'll be giving the floor to you na po. Okay po.
Yes po. go ahead and maybe you can pop up the presentation now, and I'm going to remove my video so that we can save on bandwidth. That is okay to all of you. Brian, we can start the presentation. Okay. Medyo poor po ang bandwidth natin ngayon. Siguro po sa dami po nagpa-party ngayon. In fact, nagpa-party po dito sa aming division right now. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that video. I hope I'm coming clear. Okay, ang audio ko po clear po sana. So I'm just waiting for the presentation to be pop up. Makita po natin. Yan. So I'll be talking about the Drones for Rice project po ng an initiative of the Department of Agriculture. This is a national project. Okay. So let me just wait for the screen to come out. Siguro po nakikita na ninyo, but from my end, wala pa po. Or you can see na po the first page, the title page, title screen. Okay, so mag-continue na po ako. So this is a Drones for Rice project. The title is Agricultural Drones for the Digital Transformation of the Rice Production here in the Philippines. Okay, and this is a national research and development project initiative that is funded by the Department of Agriculture National Rice Program, or NRP, through the Department of Agriculture's Bureau of Agricultural Research. So funded po tayo ng NRP and through the DA-BAR. Okay, and let me proceed on the second screen po, please. Okay. Now, this is a collaboration project po. And the main agencies working on this collaboration are the International Rice Research Institute, and with Philippine Rice Research Institute as the leads of this project. And we have these strong partnership coming from the Department of Agriculture regional field offices of 2, 4A, and 5. So meron po tayong 5 major agencies working on this initiative. And I must mention that we also have an active collaboration coming from the DA Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority, I think regulatory agencies when it comes to fertilizers and pesticides. Also with the, especially with the CAAP, or the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, and the CAB, the Civil Aviation Board. So those are the 3 primary regulating agencies that we are working with, but we are also work with the BAFIPOD, the Bureau of Agricultural and Fisheries Engineering, also with PhilMec po, no, yung ating Philippine Center for Post-Harvest Development and Mechanization Center po, dito sila sa Nueva Ecija. Okay, and with this project, we also have the partnership coming from the 2 service providers, or 2 companies, the New Hope Corporation and the Agridom Solutions Corporation. Both of them are actually coming from Davao City. Nakakapagtaka, pero they are primarily from Davao City. Now on next slide po, please. So if you can see that slide, okay. So the Philippines is a major producer and consumer of rice. Pagka rice na pinag-uusapan, na highlight po parati po ang Pilipinas. Okay, and in 2022, we reached a 19.6 million metric tons of paddy coming from 4.8 million hectares, no? Pero hindi pa po sufficient yon. And that was 2022. And I heard recently, especially last year po, we have reached the 20 million metric tons mark sa ating national rice production. Click po please. Okay. And hirap talaga pag okay, so our domestic production is not sufficient nga po because Filipinos like to eat rice. At initially, but before, ang ating target per capita consumption is about 119 kilograms of milled rice per year. Ano po, no? But with the current estimate, economic estimates, they have updated that to 135 kilograms per capita of rice. So mas mahilig daw tayo ngayon kumain po ng rice, and we have to adjust everything, and that significantly reduces our sufficiency level. But we know that the precision agriculture can help farmers use crop inputs such as seeds, fertilizer, pesticides, and irrigation water to get higher yields and more efficient use of inputs, no? Yung precision agriculture targets the right amount of input at the right place at the right time. Yun ang parati natin sinasabi, no? And because of that, we could mas nagiging more efficient and more effective yung application natin ng input sa ating farming. And part of precision agriculture will be the use of drones or agricultural drones, which has been shown to increase the precision of seeding, the vigor of seedlings, and crop yield. Now, with the use of drones for rice farming, we expect to bring significant social advantages to the men and women of rice farmers. And because of the ease of doing the operation for seeding, fertilizer spreading, and agrochemical spraying po. At alam naman po natin that the average age of farmer or the Filipino farmers are now aging, and consequent to that would be the reduction ng kanilang productivity. Okay? Isang narinig natin na problem that we face right now with agriculture. Tapos ang mga kabataan naman natin ang youth, they are shunning away from agriculture kasi po mainit, mahirap, madumi. Kaya we really have to find ways how to attract back this youth to farming. And so sinabi nga, the project will endeavor the participation of women and youth partners in all of the components of this project. Okay, so next slide po please. Ngayon, ang agricultural drones ay basically flying robots. Lumilipad silang robots. Okay? Dalawa po ang very popular brand na ginagamit ngayon, the DJI Agras and the XAG P series. Okay? Ang DJI Agras, ang reference natin ngayon ay T40 or T50, at yung XAG naman po is the P100 Pro. Both of these are the popular brands of drones na ginagamit sa Pilipinas, and both are coming or being imported from China. These are both battery operated, remote controlled, okay? And because of the RTK GPS capabilities, pwede po silang mag-work autonomously o tatawag natin autonomous navigation. At meron po siya maraming sensors for obstacle avoidance. Okay, halimbawa, hindi siya pwedeng sumalubong sa isang puno, for example. Meron siya mga weight sensors para continuously monitor ang delivery ng mga inputs po natin. And of course, the mass flow sensors, how fast are these inputs are being delivered out of the machines. Typically po, these drones can have a maximum speed of 10 meters per second, even go up to 12 meters per second. Depende po sa model, meron silang tank capacity about 40 liters for spraying and 70 liters for material spreading. And the battery typically lasts about 14 minutes, maikli lang po. and spreader capacity of 130 kilograms per hectare. Yun yung bilis ang pagbuga niya ng seeds or fertilizers spreader. Now, for spraying naman po, it can deliver 2 liters per minute. And that would be about 2 to 3 gallons per acre kung US unit po no, sa US. And for spraying po, the droplet size, gumagamit na po sila ng spinning disc, hindi na po pressurized nozzle. Spinning disc na po. And that could reduce the range of the droplets about 50 to 300 micrometers. Because of that, you can do even an ultra low volume delivery of the pesticides. And typical po, 1 hectare po, no, the published capability of this drone is about 16 to 20 hectares per hour po, no? But the in reality po actually, kasi meron pong magre-reload ka ng material o magre-reload ka ng battery, maabot po siya ng 4 to 6 hectares per hour in reality. And for 1 hectare, it can be covered somewhere between 8 to 15 minutes. So mabilis po sila, no? Like for example, for spreading, mag-broadcast ka ng seeds using drones, mga 8 minutes po yan per hectare. Pero alam natin, pagka you do that by hand, 3 to 4 hours po ang kinakain na time for spreading seeds. Yan po. Okay, moving on. Let me now show you about the Drones for Rice project po. Meron po siya, as I've said, meron po tayong 5 components, 5 participating agencies, the main agencies. So this is for the PhilRice component po. So I am the project leader of this project for the PhilRice component and lead po ng work package 1, which is on fertilizer and seed spreading. Now, the second package is being led by Mr. Dindok King Donaire. Isa po siyang wannabe career scientist dito sa PhilRice. Okay? Ito po ay for spraying of herbicides, insecticides, and fungicide. Yung pong lead ni Sir Dindo. Si Rachel, she's our project coordinator. And we have 2 research assistants. We have Milite or Jovelyn Milite Valdez, and Johnny Lagmay, no? She's an agricultural engineer. Also, he is a farmer actually, si Jonil. At nakakatuwa po, si Jonil even made use of drones sa kanyang farm ngayon po, no? May 1 hectare farm siyang drone seeded recently. Now, the amount of funding that we got through the DA-BAR is about 2.5 million, and the duration is about 1 year, starting from April 1 up to March 31 next year. So, pero the full project design is about 2.5 years po actually, no? Yan po. And we are working here in Central Luzon, primarily dito po sa PhilRice Central Experiment Station, but we also have our main site actually is at CLSU, the Central Luzon State University, and we have another site at the Research Outreach Station for Lowland Development. Bago po kasi yung pangalan. This is the formerly CLIARC po kung tawagin natin, ng Regional Field Offices 3. Now, we are getting the general direction for the project from the National Prize Program under the USEC Christopher Morales. Okay, and specific details sa project na ito is being directed by Director Glenn Estrada. Siya po ang lead ngayon natin for the digital transformation. So that's his profile ng ating project po. So moving on. Next slide po. This project aims to contribute to the modernization of rice farming in the Philippines. Yung ating main goal po. Okay? And activity, competitiveness, and resilience of smallholder men and women rice farmers. Yung ating talagang target po natin. And their use through the adoption of drone-based digital tools and precision farming technologies. Okay? Now, specifically for this year 1, dito sa PhilRice component, we have 2 specific objectives. Wants to develop standard protocols for uniform drone application of seeds of inbred and hybrid rice. And secondly, to develop standard protocols for uniform drone applications of herbicide and fungicide. Yan po are for the field rice component. Okay, but these are just part of the objectives ng the drones for rice project, which I'm going to explain later. And so when we got approval from the ABAR, so we had an inception meeting. Next slide, please. On April 16 to 17. So this is a meeting of all the 5 main agencies, the 2 service providers, and the regulatory agencies, primarily FPA. Andun pong FPA, ang CAAP, ang CAB, BAFE, even PhilMec, andun po sa ating inception meeting on April 16 to 17. So doon po namin i-clarify what would be the scope of the project, what would be the specific objectives, how we are going to go about it, what are our protocols. So we discussed that during the inception meeting. Then after that, we had a field demonstration of several types of drone. We have the Agras P40 demonstrated there. We have the XAG P100, recent acquisition po ng IRI po, yan. And then, of course, we have invited some farmers, some researchers, some government officials to witness this demonstration po. So, napaka-importante po ng ating inception meeting. So, na-discuss po doon, next slide po please, are the main components ng project, no? But as I mentioned, those ating specific objectives, we have the components for year 1, the drone wet direct seeding of inbred rice and hybrid rice. Tapos spraying po ng herbicides and fungicides. And of course, the uniformity testing for seeding and for spraying. Okay. Field Rice had been conducting demonstration of agricultural drones since 2018, I guess, no? For the sa ating Future Rice project, the Rice Farm Modernization Mechanization program, at saka sa Smart Farm program po ng Field Rice. And we have been doing wet direct seeding actually now of inbred and hybrid rice. So we have some experience on that, but we haven't had gone into the specific details, no? Like the main goal really of this project is to establish po yung ating protocols, the standard protocols. How do you go about seedings and spraying and so on? Okay, and we have the drone spraying up on herbicides and fungicides. No, we had a formal work on that. Na yeah, and part of this, meron po tayong uniformity test of seed and spraying, which I'm going to explain later. No, we're going to do that for the year 1 of the for the Field Rice component. Then also, as part of the general project, we're also going to do the drone spreading of fertilizers, spraying of insecticides, and the variable rate application of fertilizers and herbicides. Yun talaga ang doon ako talaga excited because sa variable rate application, doon tayo makaka-garner ng a lot of savings sa input. We will just apply kung saan kailangan ng fertilizer at saka mag-spray ka lang kung saan merong tumutubong damo. And of course, as part of this component of the things that we are going to do, we will have a demonstration of the agricultural drone technology. Ang main partner po natin is the DJI Agras T40. Okay? Yan po ang ating reference kasi when we started off with this project, yan po ang pinaka-most advanced drone po actually, no? And we are doing that in partnership of Agridom, no? One thing lacking about Field Rice is wala po kaming sariling agricultural drone sa institute. So we just get the help from our partner Agridom in using their DJI Agras T40. So those are the project components po ng ating project. Okay? Next slide po please. And very important po, no, very important for this project is the establishment nga po ng protocols for seeding and spraying primarily. And for spraying po, right now we only have about a dozen of agricultural chemicals that you can use with agricultural drones. Mamaya ako para explain pa later yung specific noon. But what I'm trying to explain here is that magkakaroon po kasi ng drone voucher program. And when working with this drone voucher program, kailangan natin magkaroon ng standard protocol. So early part ng project na to, we discuss ano ba magiging operation protocols ng mga agricultural drones natin. And we crafted this draft standard protocols, and memorandum order was released through the our secretary, as a guidelines for the use of agricultural drones for the rice clusters. Now, dito naka-define ano dapat ang forward speed, height, delivery rate, and so on when using the agricultural drone. Ano yung mga associated protocols? Paano mo ba i-prepare ang seeds, and what should be the rate of seeding na gagamitin natin. Ganun din po sa spraying, naka-define din po dito. Kasi we are anticipating the launching of the drone voucher program po. So we have this one major output. Next slide po, please. And of course, we have, as I mentioned, first objective natin is for the wet direct seeding of inbred and hybrid rice. Okay, so as usual, this would be guided by scientific method, scientific approach. So we have treatments. We are exploring two seeding rates, the high and the low seeding rates. For in case of inbred, we have 40 or 20 kilograms per hectare. And we're going to compare that house with manual method, the hand broadcasting method, 40 and 20. Yung 40 po kasi ito yung recommended po ng field rice, especially under the RCEP program na seeding rate. And for the hybrid naman po, that's about 20 kilograms per hectare or 15 kilograms per hectare on the low rate. Okay? So, ganun po ang ating treatments for the wet direct seeding using drones. And we are going to use RC222 as the inbred variety, the reference. And for the hybrid naman po ay public variety po, public hybrid po, Mestizo 19 ang ginagamit po natin. Now, siguro sa mga gumagawa po ng experiment, sa mga crop experiments po, usually mga 4 by 5 meters lang po ang mga plot sizes for fertilizers or for other treatments po, Pero dito po sa agricultural drones, we really have to make use of large areas. So we decided to have at least about 1,000 square meters as our plot size. So that's our experimental unit. And of course, we have a replication of 3 because it's a scientific research po. So yan po, talagang kailangan mo ng maraming resources for this project. Malalaki po ang ating plot sizes. Okay? So going on the side naman po ng for spraying, next slide po. Okay, drone spraying of herbicides and fungicides. Okay, and we want to have herbicides kasi very critical pong herbicides sa crop establishment, especially when talk about direct seeding, ayan po. And we thought of having the following treatments as shown on the screen right now. We have the small droplet size, large droplet size. Actually, delivery rate lang po ang pinagbago dito actually. And then we have comparing that with backpack spraying and weed-free and unweeded po, And also for fungicides, Ganun din po ang ating experimental unit, about 1,000 square meters, One very critical po dito sa ating spraying ay yung availability po ng materials, ng agricultural chemicals for drone spraying. As I mentioned a while ago, about a dozen lang po available ngayon sa market for agricultural drones. So we, especially for herbicide po, wala pa pong available sa market right now that is label expanded for agricultural drones. So we have to get or secure an experimental use permit from FPA because before we could start with this experiment po, no? Is a certain process as part of the FPA regulatory process. Meron pong required bioefficacy trial experiment silang sinasuggest coming from their green book. So we wanted to do that for Sofit as a pre-emergence herbicide and Salvador for the post-emergence herbicide. So we were able to get that, no, experimental use permit from FPA. And for the case of fungicide, we also have an application for the one fungicide, copper-based fungicides, but fortunately, we were not able to finish the process yet. Buti na lang po, wala kaming fungal infection na nangyari during the conduct of the experiments. Kaya we were okay lang na hindi namin nakuha ng experimental use permit on time. Now, we wanted to conduct a fungicide kasi nga po ay sa wet season lang siya pwedeng gawin, no? Because of the yung infestation of fungus. So pinilit lang namin talaga na magkaroon ng fungicide experiment. Going to the next slide, please. Okay, now for the drones for rice project sa field rice component, medyo na late na po siya, no? April 1 po kami nag-start. So all of the experimental areas po ng field rice dito sa Muñoz, Nueva Ecija ay allocated na po sa maraming projects na ginagawa ang field rice. So we really need to get another area kasi lalo na to, kailangan namin ng large areas for this experiment. So buti na lang po we were able to find itong experimental area ng CLSU's College of Agriculture, no? And meron silang 4-hectare farm. Okay, yun po nakita niyo sa screen right now is the status niya coming out of the dry season. Pinag-aralan po namin, and we have to have a courtesy call with the dean so that we could get more or less a formal permit for us to make use of their area. So yan po. So next slide po please. So we studied it well. I-layout namin ang aming requirements. So next screen you will see the from what you can see is from the Google Maps po, no, na snapshot. Ayan po siya. And dito namin balak gawin yung wet direct seeding for inbred and hybrid po, no, na experiments. And also for the spraying of herbicide and fungicide. So, 4 pong experiments ang ginagawa namin dito. Okay? So, we have to lay that down. Okay? And next slide po would be the layout na po as I have shown you earlier. So, one strip, vertical strip would be for the hybrid. Okay? I hope kita nyo na po, no, sa inyong screen right now would be the layout po do sa field po, yeah, for the hybrid and inbred rice po, and for the fungicide and herbicide. Okay, this is a 4-hectare area. Katabi po namin yung 2 private companies. Demonstration din po nila ng kanilang products, Yara at Syngenta po sa ano na to. So that would be our main site sa CLSU. Okay, now here comes the exciting part ng ating project. Alam niyo naman po lahat that we are El Nino at that time. So wala pong tubig available sa dito sa Central Luzon. Okay, nag-decide ang NIA, ang UPRIS NIA, that they will not be releasing any irrigation for the dry season because of El Nino. Sobrang mababa na po ang water level ng Pantabangan Dam na doon tayo dependent. So we could not start our crop establishment kasi nga po kailangan natin ng tubig to prepare the lands. So, naghintay kami. We waited for the rains to come. No? Para magkaroon ng tubig, magpa-pump po na lang ang aming alternative for this. No? So, yan po. And then the rains come sometime May, June na po, no? But we could not start right away because we wanted that rains, those early rains, para mag-recharge po ng groundwater. Kasi hindi namin sila pwedeng i-pump out. Now, once nagkaroon na kami ng certain level ng we could start the land preparation na po. Land preparation and leveling and so on so that we could do the crop establishment. Okay, so next slide po please. So you can see we did the crop establishment on July 26, 2024 on the CLSU area. Okay, and you can see some students went there, some faculty members went there. Okay, at medyo, as you can see na medyo maulan-ulan po. Talagang hinahabol namin na merong sufficient rain po sana para po kami makapag-seeding. Ayan po. Ngayon, ang problema naman po, during this time, dumating na nga po si ulan, kaso medyo malalakas po yung unang ulan. Kaya naghihintay kami ng tamang weather para makapag-seeding kami. Kasi once na nag-seed kami, at kung meron kang standing water, mamamatay lang po ang mga seeds. No? Pag meron kang standing water. So we really have to have wet area, or wet soil, but not too wet na malulunod yung ating mga seeds. So, ayan po. Okay, nakapag-seeding naman po on July 26 successfully. We have done that. No? But, on the afternoon of that, on July 26, bumuhos po ang malakas na ulan. Then, a few days after. So, next slide po, you can see our flooded field. Ayan po. Ito po, a few days after the strong rains. Ayan po. Next slide po, please. So, you can see, flooded naman po ating area. At marami po mga seeds namin na tumubo, nag-emerge, ay namatay po dito because of those frequent rains that we had experienced. Ayan po. Next slide po. So, yun ang nangyari po sa CLSU area. Now, kailangan po namin na isa pang area for the herbicide experiment kasi po yun ang instruction do sa bioefficacy trial for herbicide. You need 3 sites actually. So we have one at CLSU, one at Tarlac City, and another one will be conducted sa ng Cagayan, ng regional of RFO2. Okay? I hope you can see that, no? So we were able to get permission from DA Region 3 to make use of their area sa Tarlac City. Ayan po. We were able to get a 1 hectare field para sa aming herbicide experiment. Ngayon, ang problem namin dito ay ganoon din po, water. At ang available lang po sa kanila ay solar irrigation. Yung tatawag natin solar powered irrigation system, SPIS, no? Meron po sila. So again, we have to wait for sufficient rains to come. Pag dumating na po sa rain, so we can do the land preparation. So next slide po. So on July 31, so we did seeding at sinabay na rin namin po ang demonstration with the farmers. So nag-invite po ng several farm cooperatives sa Tarlac area po, Tarlac province. So we did that on July 31. Ayan po. Ngayon, as I've mentioned, nakapag-seeding po kami, no? Masaya kami, nakapag-seeding kami after a long wait ng El Nino and sufficient rains to come. At alam naman po natin na next slide po, sunod-sunod naman po ang dumating na mga bagyo. Yun ang kalaban natin, typhoon. Okay? And we had a very strong typhoon on September 1 to 4. Ayan po. Next slide po please, no? Sa CLSU site, ayan po, merong strong rains, tapos maraming namatay. Tapos wala kami nakitang fungal infection naman po. Okay, we didn't see any strong fungal infection. And dahil lang po. Yes. Hindi lang po, seminar po ako, sorry. Okay. We have very poor growth and we decided to have reseeding na gagawin namin sa LSU site. So, ganun po. Okay, nakapag-apply na sana kami nakapag-seeding na kami, nag-apply na po kami ng herbicides, nakapag-fertilizer po na po kami, pero palpak pa rin po, no? Pero that's for the seeding experiment. Pero tinuloy pa rin po namin ang fungicide and herbicide plots. So we're just waiting for the harvest to come that time. Now, next slide po would be for the Tarlac site naman po. Ganun din po, we had a poor growth ng herbicide plots because of the rains, katakot-takot na ulan na dumating. And so we decided to do a reseeding ng plots namin. At during that time, October 10, nag-crash naman po yung T40. Kaya very challenging na experience namin. Okay? Ayan po. We, since that time, nakapag-collect na po ng mga weed biomass and we have applied fertilizers na po dito sa reseeded area. I'll show you some of the pictures that we had. No, next slide po. So we did the CLSU reseeding on September 30. And then, yan po. Ito yung nakikita nyo sa slide ngayon. On that September 30 reseeding. So standard po protocols, meron po tayong material calibration na ginagawa with a drone. So tinataas po si drone. You allow para i-calibrate yung kanyang mga sensors, na weight sensors, para ma-fine-tune ang kanyang delivery. Next slide po would be showing the status of the plots noong November 4. Hindi pa rin po maganda kasi meron pa rin mga rains na dumating on November 4, no? May mga rains pa rin, kaya yan po ang naging status niya na ating experiment. And next slide would show the planar view, yung sa taas po talaga ng site na yan. Okay, LSU site. And yesterday, pinakunan natin ng shot. Next slide po, no? For the December 18 LSU site, ayan po ang kanyang oblique view. Makikita niyo po for December 18. Ayan po. After we did the reseeding ng last September 30. At medyo okay na po. Dito po actually na-harvest na po yung herbicide and fungicide experiments. Tapos yung mga available areas ay na-reseed din namin. Kasi sayang po, usapan namin with CLSU, all of the harvest will be given to them sa CLSU. So we really have to make use of every square meter or square inch ng area for them. So yan po, December 18 would see the top view ng area po natin. So on the right side, makita nyo na harvest na po. Okay, so we only have the hybrid and inbred reseeded nung September 30, yung towards the left side ng image, makita po natin dyan. Okay. Then, next comes the reseeding ng Tarlac site no October 10. Ayan po. Next slide, makita nyo po, no? At on that date nga po, ayan, nag-crash po yung ating drone. Matatapos na sana yung reseeding namin. Yun, tumama po siya sa hole po ng bamboo. Yung isang kawayan doon sa sulok ng fish pond po nila. And 4 of the propellers were naputol po. So hindi na matutuloy yung buti na lang po final run na ng drone. Kaya minanwal na lang po yung natitirang seeds na i-apply po sana. Very, very sad po ang nangyari itong experiment. Yung reseeding na ito. Pero, kagandahan naman po, next slide po, we have the very, very good crop establishment kasi medyo maganda na po ang weather after that, no? So, you would see the November 11 po, next slide po, no? November 11 po ng Tarlac site natin. Medyo, although may mga patchy areas, yan po, nahuli pa naman po itong mga patchy areas na ito. At humabol po yung ibang parts. No? Pagka isang maganda kasing capability ng rice, yung kanyang tillering po, kaya niya i-cover to really make use of the available space. Next slide po would be the top view po, November 11. Makita nyo po. Okay, yan. top view. Then next slide would be the kahapon po, December 18. No? Makita natin na yan, ganda po ng tubo na. No? Tutuwa kami. Palagay ko this is the best site among all partner agencies po ng experiment po. Medyo maganda po ang tubo. At next slide po, you really distinguish yung areas na merong damo at saka walang damo. Herbicide experiment lang po ito no, sa Tarlac site. No? Yan. Makikita mo yung sa left side would be sa main picture, yung sa left side, makikita yung unweeded experimental plots. So, kahapon lang po ito na request natin. Now, aside from this, I heard that meron pala kaming Mavic 3M, DJI Mavic 3M, is a multispectral drone under the PRISM project ng PhilRise po, no? So I requested na pwede bang makunan nyo ng runs, no? Itong aming CLSU site. So next slide, that will show you the stitch images ng for the multispectral imaging. Kasi gusto namin magkaroon ng although wala pa ito sa aming main activities for year 1, pero we just want to see how it would look like when you get the multispectral images po, no? Sana makita na po na i-flash na po sa screen. Ayan po, no? And this will be siguro magagamit namin ito when we try to learn about how to do the variable rate application technology for rice, no? At least for fertilizer po. Yan po, December 18 tsaka November 21 po. Ayan, kita natin. Okay. Now, another component of the project, of the PhilRise component, one of the activity would be the uniformity testing. So, next slide po would show the procedures that we're going to do for the uniformity testing ng seed spreading. The problem is, wala pa po tayong standards for the method of test. Paano ba gagawin ang uniformity testing? Although may mga pinakita na po sa YouTube, may makita kami made by other companies. Sa US, may ginawa na rin po kami. Ang basis na lang po namin dito is a method of test standard sa US for broadcasting organic materials, organic fertilizers po, using usually mga land-based tractors. So based on that, nag-conceptualize tayo ng procedures for the uniformity testing ng seeds. Ayan po. Kung kailan mag-start ang drone, lilipad, at its flows, as it speeds up, no? Kailangan niya ng certain fetch distance para siya maabot niya yung kanyang target speed. Then mag-start na sa seeding, then ikakatch po siya ng mga vertical trays. Yung mga trays po na andyan, para malaman natin ilan ba ang nauhulog sa bawat tray na seeds. Yan po. So we had that. Tapos next slide po would be showing a video and showing a video ng how we did this. Preliminary trial lang po para namin ma-check yung aming procedure kung pwede pa, no? Kung okay lang ba. Like ito yung available area namin sa PhilRise. Medyo flooded po yung area, so discover namin na pag dumaan pala si drone, binublow niya yung mga floating trays. Naka-float sila ng kaunti eh. Kaya natatanggal sila sa line. So one of the things that we have to fix sa aming procedures. So we did that preliminary check ng aming protocols or procedures for uniformity testing. Okay. Now, next slide po. We also do demonstrations po na kung whenever possible that we can, we also participate. And this one is the recent FPA information caravan na ginawa nila sa Tarlac po, no? For Tarlac last December 11 po. So, pinakita natin doon together with Agridom as our partner para po sa demonstration ng pinakita namin dito ay drone spraying. Then after the demonstration, nagkaroon po ng mga briefings tungkol sa drone voucher program and so on po. Yeah, ayan po. Okay, now moving forward. Next slide po. Okay. So we will have our second crop season. Dahil nga po na-delay, nag-receding kami, nag-move lahat ng aming activities sa timeline namin. So in fact, we requested and got approval na rin po from DA-BAR to extend our project hanggang June 30 po, 3 months extension so that we could finish the field experiments, gather data, and process data. And sa second year naman po, and by that time would be dito na po sa PhilRice lahat ng funding manggagaling through still coming from the National Rice Program. So we expect full execution of all project components, including the variable rate application, tsaka yung sa fertilizer po na experiments gagawin. Of course, we're going to have more demonstration to farmers. So part po kasi ng activities ng PhilRice yun sa aming mga programs, demonstration ng drone technologies sa Palay-Sikatan sites, sa rice business innovation sites, no, yung rice biz namin. So we do demonstration pa rin sa farmers. And whenever possible, of course, we have to support the drone voucher program kasi it will be a learning experience for everybody para po maging successful po ang drone voucher program. Yung drone voucher program so designed para ma-experience po ng mga farmers natin isang makabagong technology ng it's a 300 million pesos voucher program para lang ma-experience nila ang drone. That would be the rice drones for rice and for providing funding for this project, and that is done through the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. I think with that, thank you so much. And if you have any questions, we could discuss po together with Christina tungkol po sa Drones for Rice project. Back to you, Christina. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Doc Jasper. Sobrang interesting and comprehensive po ng inyong presentation. Sobra po. Sana nga po magamit din namin. And I'm also praying for the success of the drone voucher kasi ang laking opportunity po, di ba?
Yes, it will be a big opportunity talaga for farmers. That's why the FPA is doing the information caravan for the drone voucher program.
Anyway po, before we proceed to our Q&A portion, pakita ko lang po sir yung or at least sabihin ko kung sino yung anong demographics ng ating attendance for today.
Yes, go ahead please.
So, meron po tayong of course male and female participants. Then we also have PWDs, we also have indigenous peoples. And of course, dito po ako na-inspire. Though hopefully, parang mag-manifest din to sa buong Pilipinas. Kasi I always find it inspiring na, well, at least sa numbers ngayon, 65% of our participants are from the 20 to 29-year-old range. So sana po itong numbers,
that's good.
So sana po itong numbers na to mag-manifest sa buong Pilipinas. Tapos, yeah. So madami po tayong students and agriculturists na nag-attend, then madami po from Bicol region, from Central Luzon, but all the regions are well represented. Tapos sa agencies naman po, madami po yung state universities and colleges, and from the and medyo madami din po yung 18% yung hindi affiliated to our usual subgroups. So usual subgroups are SUCs, private sector, DA, LGUs, NGAs, But then we have 18% of them na hindi affiliated sa usual numbers natin, usual groups natin. So very hopeful po ako. Then of course, the IPs, meron po tayong indigenous peoples, also
Mhm.
PWDs, and members of farmer and fisher folk cooperatives and associations. Tapos meron
Yes.
din from the Rural Improvement Club. So, yun. Also po, magpo-post reminders din po sa ating participants. We posted an attendance sheet and we'll be posting the feedback form shortly. Tapos you have to answer both po para magkaroon kayo ng ng certificates. Pero po we only have until 12 noon for this. Anyway po, tingnan po natin kung yung nasa comments
Yes
natin.
po.
Questions. Okay, from our DA Bar family po. So, may nagtatanong po dito, sino daw po ang target adopters nyo? Tapos, isa-isa, sunod-sunod din po kasing tanong po. So, sino po target adopters nyo daw po?
So ultimately, our target adopters would be the rice farmers po, no? So that mag-shift naman sila from the traditional method to the modern method of using agricultural drones po. Kasi po marami na pong kasunod dyan. This is just the start ng paggamit ng digital technology on farming para lalong tumaas ang kanilang production at mapapababa ultimately ang kanilang gastos sa pagpapalay po. But syempre, ang next user would be the service providers po ng drone because they should know paano nila i-operate ang drones, no? So that's why there is an invitation na magkaroon po ng additional more service providers. Sa ngayon po, dadalawa lang po nationally ang nagsiserve ang gumagawa ng service provision ng drones. But recently, 5 more are added in the list, so there will be 7. And imagine that, serve nila the whole Philippines na itong 7 service providers. Kaya ina-encourage po. And of course, yung mga farmers po, mga farmer cooperatives and associations, irrigators association, mga ARBOS, they could come up with a unit ng kanilang co-op o kanilang association na sila po ay pwede rin mag-provide ng drone services. That's like yung ginagawa nila ngayon sa paggawa nila sa kanilang rice combine. Di ba, ginagawa na po nila yan, yung pag-provide ng service. Ganun din po, pwede nilang gawin gamit naman po ang agricultural drones.
So, yeah, before I proceed with the follow-up question. So, again, everyone, to our attendees, please magtanong po tayo kay Doc. Kasi, again, he is not with us here lagi. So, maximize natin yung presence si Doc. So, follow up po dun sa question. So, magkano po yung initial cost or input na kakailanganin yan? Kasi I believe this would be, feeling ko po, hindi to ganun ka-affordable sa like individual farmers talaga, no? That's why you encourage everyone to like form groups such as farmer associations and cooperatives, right?
Right. Agricultural drones ay cost about 1.4 to 1.7 million po per unit. So parang halos kaparas niya na rin po ang combine, ang rice combine, or paras na rin po niya siguro isang Montero, isang Fortuner. Sa medyo mahal po talaga siya. That's why we encourage to have the drone service providers, so they will put up the investment on this drone and so that the farmers could just get their services on a magbabayad na lang po sila ng service fee or rental fee dito sa mga service providers dito sa drone kasi it's really not tawag ko dito sensible na bumili sila ng drone, no, lalo pag konti lang naman sila, no, except there are big farmers that can afford to buy a drone, kaya nilang bumili niyan. But for most of the small farmers, ang pinakamadali po ay through the service providers po. At alam niyo po, no, maganda po ang economics ng drone kung try lang natin, kung titingnan niyo talaga, pag-aralan niyo, maganda po economics yan. Within a few seasons, pwede pong mabawi ang investment on agricultural drones.
So sobrang worth it siguro. So ano pa siguro medyo
Yes.
malaki lang siya. That's why we encourage FCAs and cooperatives. So
Yes
pero
po.
mabilis po mabawi, no?
Yes,
Estimated
especially
po
right now,
mga
I've heard ang RCEP will also be including drones soon sa kanilang pwedeng i-distribute na machinery. Mhm.
Thank you, Doc. I also, since napag-usapan naman na po yung mga target adopters, parang sino po yung mga balak nyong i-train for this? Like, how do you plan to upscale this and make this sustainable for the adopters?
As I had mentioned, we encourage formation of the drone service providers po, no? Mga companies or small units that they want to go into that business. In fact, I encourage para maging franchise po sana siya, parang franchise style na they would all just get the training and everything from these distributors sa Pilipinas, and they could come up with their drone operation. Meron na po ako nakikitang ganon. They tried small businesses po na on using agricultural drones, no? Kasi yun po ang critical talaga yung service providers sa ngayon, kasi very expensive po, very technical pa yung requirements, saka yung regulatory requirement po, medyo kailangang i-hurdle talaga siya so that maging legal o maging effective yung paggamit ng agricultural drones. So, yun po, as a strategy, service providers po.
Service providers po talaga. Sige po.
Mhm.
Thank you, Doc Jazz. Ngayon po, dalawa, tapos ngayon dalawa, pero you are trying to add 5 more, diba? Ito po kayang 5, makaabot po kaya to dun sa implementation ng 300 million drone voucher?
I think so. Pinapaspasan po nila yung kanilang accreditation process with DA para maka-avail sila o makapag-join sila dito sa drone voucher program. Kasi po, isipin niyo, napakadami pong farms, thousands and thousands of hectares, tas dalawa lang ang magpo-provide, parang nightmare po. At saka napaka-ikli po ng ating season, cropping season, kaya it will be a nightmare. Kaya wini-welcome po talaga magkaroon po ng additional service providers.
Ano po so far yung other strategies na ginagawa nyo para maabot natin yung thousands of hectares na billions of farmers natin?
Very critical po ang makita ng farmer. Kasi po, alam naman natin na ang rice farmers natin, to see is to believe. Yun ang sinasabi nilang parating motto, no? Makita nila na paano mag-operate ang drones. Kailangan meron talagang information caravan na gagawin, demonstrations and everything. At makita talaga nila natutubo yung palay. At syempre, at the end of the day, kikita ba sila sa pagpapalay gamit ang agricultural drone? So we really need to show proof of the concept, proof of the business models or the technology na viable po talaga siya lalo na sa kanayunan, sa countrysides. Ganun po.
So,
it's a very important strategy.
Nabanggit din nga po dito ng isang nag-comment. So, learning sites daw po kailangan. So, we need model farms
Yes.
and learning sites. Sana nga po.
Exactly.
Sana po.
Opo.
Okay pa. May idadagdag ka pa po ba? Or proceed na tayo to the next question?
Yes po. Please.
Proceed na po. Sige po. So, Doc, so napakabilis po ng development ng drone service technology in the country. Ano po kaya ang magiging effect nito sa drone program in the country, especially sa context ng agriculture?
Yes po, napakabilis po talaga ng drone development, no? Nung nag-start po ang year, ang narinig namin pinaka-latest itong Agras T40 sa DJI po, no? Agras T40 and T50. Then a few months later, narinig na po namin na lumabas na po ang T60 sa China. Doon pa lang po tinetest. Now, recently, narinig din namin na meron na palang T70, no? na model. Then more recently pa rin, meron na palang T100 capable of delivering 125 kilograms of say fertilizer or seeds para i-spread. So napaka-bilis po ng development ng drone technology. Kaya the only way to really magamit yung technology nito ay through service providers nga po, no? Kasi they are going to carry the risk of using these drones, no? Despite of the regulatory environment natin, and they could really orchestrate the show na kaya nilang ma-recuperate ang kanilang investment, mabawi nila ang kanilang investment on this, at magamit din nila yung latest technology para sa mga farmers natin. So, ganun po ang isang approach o likely na pwedeng mangyari para ma-overcome itong risks ng fast evolution ng technology. At alam niyo po, marami pang kasunod actually kung isipin natin, no, pwedeng mag-combine ng drone technology, satellite technology para lalo matulungan yung farmers, ma-detect for example kung meron bang occurrences ng mga pests, diseases, mga sakit po, no, kung saan, no, pwedeng ma-detect po siya ng satellite, tapos pwedeng makita ng drone on a lower scale para mas maging accurate, at pwede rin gumamit ng drone para i-deliver yung mga controlling measures natin sa mga emerging pests and diseases sa palay. So ganun po. Ang dami po. May napuntahan po isang meeting na ganun ang magiging direction po ng technology na ito. Gagamit na po ng AI, artificial intelligence. Nakakatuwa pong isipin talaga, no, na nakabantay na kaagad, no. Somebody is guarding our crops, our production para ma-maximize po talaga ang ating aanihin at kikitain from rice.
So sa more groundwork approach po, lagi kang bumabalik sa service provider po talaga, no?
Yes po.
Then yung ano po, nabanggit mo naman po yung sa satellite use of GIS in agriculture, kasi timing po last month I attended a seminar about the use of satellite GIS in agriculture. So parang through satellite imaging nalalaman yung kung anong state ng plants, kasi parang may certain colors or images daw siyang na-emit. And we could determine kung dry ba yung ano na yun, or madami bang decaying matter dun sa lupa.
Yes.
Pero po, siguro ang tama ka po tama po yung nabanggit mo kanina. It's good that we have drones as parang complement dun sa satellite technology natin. Kasi pag sa satellite, natatakpan siya ng clouds, di ba? And at least the drones can zoom in closer. And yun, I'm really looking forward to that din po. Kasi, again, the world is changing. So, hindi naman natin kailangang ma-stuck sa agriculture na manual labor. The demands of the world is changing, and so are the innovations that we could do. And as much as we would want to be intimidated by how fast the world is changing, we should rather see it as an opportunity to improve, kumbaga po, di ba? So anyway,
at alam mo ba, Christina, one more point, no? Huling-huli na po ang Pilipinas sa technology na ito, no? Sa China, Thailand, Vietnam, talagang lahat sila gumagamit na parang ordinary na sa kanila ang drones. Samantala tayo dito, nag-uumpisa pa lang ng drone. Pero sa kanila, well ahead na sila.
I believe po yung, di ba po, like most of our imports are coming from Vietnam and Thailand, right? So,
yes po.
So, I think po yung paggamit nila ng drone yung one of the reasons why they have a lower production cost. Kaya natatalo tayo sa presyo dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga farmers natin rather. Kasi yung production cost in Thailand and Vietnam, basically yung mga nag-export papunta sa atin, mas mura na yung production cost nila versus our farmers. Kumbaga sa consumer, yes, wala masyadong okay lang sa consumer, hindi nila masyadong nafe-feel yun. Pero yung mga farmers natin, ang worry ko lang po kasi dyan, and it's good po na parang na-forcing ninyo to eh. Kasi ang worrying ko dyan is, pag na-realize ng mga Filipino farmers na talo sila sa presyo ng imported rice, ayun, ayoko na pong sabihin. So that's why we are parang pinupush forward po natin tong innovations na to in rice and agriculture in general, para with the resources that we have, ma-maximize natin, and we could compete with yung products na ini-import pa natin na dati plenty naman, abundant naman sa atin. So nakakahinayang po, 'di ba?
Tama ka dyan, Christina. I agree with you.
Anyway, Doc, we will be onto our last two questions na. Ano po yung words of wisdom or message mo to the researchers in the agri-fishery sector?
Yes, alam po natin tumatanda na ating mga farmers. The average age of farmers is somewhere between 56 to 58 years old, no? At bumababa po ang productivity at saka capability nila to assimilate this technology ay not that good, no? Kaya we really encourage yung mga young farmers natin, mga youth, to go into this technology. Ito ay pinag-usapan pala natin ngayon na agricultural drones, no? Kasunod na po dito ang robotics technology. Yan po actually ang aking nature of work dito sa PhilRice ngayon. Nag-develop kami ng agricultural robots for rice production. So, dyan na po papunta ang ating mundo ng farming on using this modern technology. So, we should not be afraid, we should not be wary sa paggamit ng itong technology na to. At for sure, yung ating future needs ng ating bayan, yung meron tayong makakain sa ating table, sa ating mga lamesa in the future, ay masisiguro po ng lahat kung mapaganda natin ang ating production at mapababa natin ang lahat ng gastos. So let's switch to digital transformation of agriculture po.
So, sobrang encouraging po talaga nung parang sobrang encouraging na ginagawa niyo ng paraan para mas maging appealing to the younger generations. Kanina nga po, kasi I also read your proposals, your papers, and kanina nga po, habang nung nakikinig ako sa'yo, you mentioned something, the drone being a flying robot, then parang napaisip ko, oo nga, no, robot siya. So,
robot talaga siya.
Parang,
yes.
I know it's technology, but then parang you saying it just had a eureka moment na maybe we could encourage a younger generation, or maybe kids na you just have to do joystick. You can just use your joystick. Nakakapag-farm ka, nakikita ka na matutulungan mo pa yung mga Filipinos and everyone else. So yun.
Right.
Kakatuwa
talaga.
And lastly po, Doc, ano po yung message or words of wisdom mo po to the farmers?
To the farmers po, to the nabanggit ko kanina, marami pa po mga darating na mga makabagong teknolohiya sa pagpapalay po, no? Kasama na po diyan ang drones, kasama na rin po diyan ang mga robotics, tsaka yung mga sensor technology po. Pilitin po natin mapag-aralan, at least malaman man natin kung paano gumagana ang mga teknolohiya na ito. At subukan po natin. At malay nyo, makakatulong talaga ng malaki sa atin. Andiyan naman po, nakakaakibat po natin ang Department of Agriculture at iba pa pong sangayon ng gobyerno, ang DOST, for example. Kasama po natin dyan sa pagpapalaganap po ng makabagong technology. At para naman po makapag-compete po tayo sa iba pa pong farmers coming from other countries po, no? Makapag-compete po ang Pilipinas, mapababa po natin ng husto-husto ang ating palay, ang gastos natin sa pagpapalay, at masigurado na mapataas po natin ang ating ani ng pagpapalay po natin. May mga proof na po, like itong nagdaang season po, humataw kami ng 10 tons per hectare ng palay po. Gumamit po kami ng drones. So, posible po talaga ang paggamit ng makabagong technologies po.
So, yun nga
Ayan
po.
po.
Sana nga po, Doc, yung mga farmers natin, hindi na sila ganun ka ma-intimidate sa technology. And I hope they
Opo.
as an opportunity. Kasi yung ibang bansa, nakita na nila na, ay, eto opportunity, technology, ay, eto opportunity. Sana po yung farmers natin, wag na masyadong ma-intimidate sa fast-changing. Would rather see it as an
Yes
opportunity
po.
compete to improve kumbaga. Though sana din po talaga mas madami tayong younger generations of farmers na magtanim talaga. Yun lang.
Yes po. Mm-mm.
Anyway po, thank you so much, Doc, for sharing your expertise, passion. Sobrang interesting po nito, sobra. And we'll be giving you a certificate po siguro. We'll be sending it to you soon. For now, I'll just be reading the citation. So, ito po yung certificate po. Reading the citation po mo. The
Opo.
Bureau of Agricultural Research awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Jasper G. Talyada for sharing his invaluable knowledge during the TA Bar online seminar series, Drones for Rice, Agricultural Drones for Digital Transformation of Rice Production, held on the 19th of December 2024 by StreamYard and the TA Bar Facebook page, given this 19th day of December 2024 in Diliman, Quezon City, signed by Day Bar Director Dr. Janelle B. Soriano. So this concludes our online seminar for today. And Doc, actually po madami pang nagpapahabol na question
Oo nga
pero
po eh.
tayo sa time. And actually po Christmas party din ngayon ni na Doc. So, so yung gawin na lang po natin is I'll be reading later the Facebook page ng PhilRace. Then either you forward your questions to PhilRace or sa amin na lang po tapos padala na lang namin sa kanila. So muli maraming salamat po, Doc, and thank you po sa
Yes
ating
po.
participants for attending. Also reminders po, may dalawa po kaming pinost dyan. We posted the attendance sheet and the feedback form. You have to answer both po, and you only have until 12 noon to accomplish that so that you could get certificates of attendance. Yan. So yung Facebook page po ng PhilRice is DA PhilRice or pwede namang facebook.com/DA PhilRice. So walang dash yung DA PhilRice. Or you can message Bar nga po so that we can forward the questions to Doc Jasper. So social media
Yes
page
po.
of DA Bar is facebook.com/DA Bar Official or DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. And on IG, it's at DA Bar Official. So madami pa po kaming online seminar series and madami pa din pong activities yung bar. So kung interesado po kayo, mahanap nyo po yan sa aming social media pages. So thank you, Dr. Jasper G. Talyada of the Philippine Rice Research Institute. Palakpakan at pusuan po natin si Sir. So we are very honored to have you po, Sir. It's such a pleasure to
Yes
have
po.
you. Nakita ko po
Thank you so much, Christina.
You're very much welcome, sir. And thank you po talaga so far. And I'm hoping for the success of the 300 million drone voucher. Last na po, Doc, do you have anyone to acknowledge or thank po?
Gusto ko lang po pasalamatan ang team namin sa Drones for Rice, no. Yung ating kasama diyan sa International Rice Research Institute, sila Steve Clasen, Nancy, Weng, at saka si Otep, kasama po natin diyan. Sa DA Regional Field Offices ng 2, si Sir Gutierrez, no, si Bon Jovi, yung naalala ko po, tapos yung sa 4A po tsaka sa 5, especially po kay Engineer Leonard Andaya, magkatulong din kami sa aming mga ginagawang work. So lahat po, the entire Drones for Rice team, at sa lahat pa, no, bago ko malimutan, binabati ko kayo ng maligayang Pasko, Merry Christmas po, at sana po magkaroon tayong isang manigong bagong taon, a prosperous new year ahead po.
Thank you so much, Doc. Also, happy holidays po. Pero, Doc,
Happy holidays.
before we totally end this, ano na lang po, siguro magbasa ka na lang po sa comment section kasi madami pong
I will.
pahabol.
I'll
Tapos
do
po,
that.
siguro, focus na lang po kayo ng IEC materials or write up on this.
Of course.
Anyway, thank you so much, Dr. Jasper of PhilRise. And dito na po nagtatapos ang ating free online seminar for December. Ako po si Tin. Isang mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat. Happy holidays and kita-kita po tayo sa sunod na seminar at sa mga susunod pa.